Here. Brad Bear, Deputy Administrator of Infrastructure. If I could get the presentation pulled up, please. Okay, thank you. I'm here to give a brief presentation about the Southeast Seminole Heights Flooding Relief Project with update from actions since last week when we briefed you. This is one of 5 major stormwater improvement projects as part of the Stormwater Improvement Assessment approved by City Council in 2016. Construction started in 2021 and is scheduled for completion in November 2024. This is major construction and it takes time. It's a 3-year project. So I'm here to address the resident concerns. They've had 5 main concerns. The work zone litter has been probably our #1 complaint, as many of you know. The outfall structure sticking up and what we're going to do around the outfall structure, West Crest Avenue restoration, communications in general, and of course the Florida Avenue closure that we've recently closed Florida Avenue. So first let me address the litter pickup. We have instituted a twice-a-week pickup, once after lunch and once at the end of each workday, with a full workaround at all 4 sites that are active right now. This is an area where we must and will do better. So we'll move to the next slide. So secondly, the outfall structure. There's been a lot of discussion. This outfall structure is 27 feet by 27 feet by 13.5 feet deep. That is a baffle box plus has trash collector screens to collect the trash because the basin is rather large. It goes all the way east of the interstate. So for starters, we'll certainly paint it grass green to match the landscaping around it and blend in. We're going to, it was originally designed to stick up 12 inches to prevent automobiles from pulling up on it because the lids are not designed for that kind of loading. But we're going to change that and bring it up another 6 inches and then, finish it off with landscaping. And so the landscaping, you can see a picture of what's called pink mullygrass and sod as well that we'll put around the structure to help soften it. And then we're going to talk to our art folks about putting some possible artwork on the river face to also, make it look more aesthetically pleasing. There's not a lot of concrete face to that structure, but we'll see if we can do something there. And then finally, we will also have bollards installed in front of that at the end of the drive with a chain across. So the West Crest restoration, in particular the 300 block, because those residents have endured the most. You can see with the picture there that we had to relocate 2 sanitary sewers, a water line, before we could put in the box culvert, which is, including the walls, is actually an 8x5 box culvert. So it's large, sections of concrete culvert. So we were hoping to save 2 grand trees that were located in this section of Crest. We were not able to save them, so we had to get a permit to remove them to build the curb. So that's why we've had delays with that curb there. We did get that permit last Friday, I'm pleased to say, and the arborist is going to remove the trees. We'll start work tomorrow, weather permitting, because we've got a lot of rain in the forecast. And then completed on probably the following Monday. to where they can, and then they can start or go back to installing the curb and gutter on the 300 block with the first layer of asphalt installed for that whole block by the end of this month. So that's the plan. So, and this is between Highland and the river, if you're, not familiar with the, with Crest in that area. And then Crest in the 2 blocks between Highland and Florida, scheduled for the first layer of asphalt by the end of October. So we have been able to step that up, and we will hold the contractor to that. So the 4th issue we heard was to improve communications. The city will be adding items to the scope to do just that with our public relations firm. The name of the firm is Dialogue. Some of you may be familiar. Yesterday, Nelson Construction and Dialogue went door to door on Crest Avenue and provided door hanger information, as well as was able to talk to over half of them personally about their situation and what we can do to improve their situation, as well as the businesses on Florida Avenue. And it was time well spent, I will tell you that. They apologized, of course, for the delays, gave residents a personal update. So to increase the outreach, the project team is going to increase the frequency of door hangers to all areas under construction. That's the, the 4 or the 3 additional areas to Crest. This could be weekly or bi-weekly, depending on the status change of those areas. We're offering to meet monthly with the 3 neighborhood association presidents. So far, one of them have accepted for September 22nd, I believe. So try to, informal meetings at least once a month with the neighborhood association presidents, have a coffee meeting, that kind of thing. And then hopefully transition to quarterly in 2023, but we'll play that by ear. Nelson and Dialogue will continue working with city staff on social media posts and monthly videos, which we've been, I think we've done 5 videos so far. In addition to that, we're working with Hillsborough High School to schedule a public meeting for Thursday, September 29th at 6 o'clock in the school's auditorium. We do have a verbal commitment on that date. We're awaiting the paperwork. This town meeting will be for all the project area, whether it's, existing construction or future construction north of Hillsborough or east of the interstate. They will also provide frequent updates on the project website, at least 2 project updates a week. These go to everyone that's on the project team's email subscriber list. So please, if you have residents calling in, ask them to please sign up on the subscriber list. I think we have 161 people so far. And they're very appreciative of getting that information on a regular basis. We've been averaging about 5 posts. They had been averaging about 5 posts per month, so we're going to double that to about 10 posts a month. And then we'll update the project schedule on the website monthly. And then finally, the last item is the Florida Avenue closure. This has been extended to September 23rd to take care of some added work. And that 2-week closure is to take, or 2-week additional time is to take care of and replace 1,100 feet of a 12-inch water main that we discovered was less than 2 feet deep, 2 feet of cover. So it's a 1960s era water line, and the as-built showed it at 3 feet deep. It was not when we potholed it ahead of doing this construction. So we'll take care of that. It's better to do it now than, finish the storm construction and a couple months from now have a water main break. The businesses closest to the excavation have expressed concerns for parking for their patrons. It's been blocked by project and non-project related vehicles. So Nelson did put a flagger at the north end to back in some of the delivery trucks and be able to take the front end loaders with the pipe to the excavation area. But when we walked the job yesterday with the businesses at the south end, they asked for a flagger at the south end. So we're going to start that tomorrow. So they're pretty happy about that. Let's see, the project team is working closely, of course, with city staff to continue issue traffic advisories. They will issue a traffic advisory for the extension. I think they have already actually, and publicize the extension via the social media posts. And with that, I'll open it up to questions.
Councilwoman Hurtak.
I appreciate the update. I also got an update from the presidents of the affected areas saying that, and this literally came last night, the accumulation of daily litter has not stopped. And I got a text just 30 minutes ago from a neighbor who said that the litter hasn't abated, but the safety issues are alarming. I have a photo that she has of apparently today they strapped a compromised power line pole to machinery right outside of her house. I'll show you the photo after this, but she's concerned about those types of safety issues.
Okay.
I really appreciate the things that you have done. I do understand that adding 2 weeks to the scope makes things more difficult. So by adding the flaggers, that was a great idea. I really do appreciate that. I also appreciate the Hillsborough High School public meeting that's going to occur. I think one of the things that they were also concerned about is the existing storm drains being cleaned. This is one of the things that they specified yesterday or last night in the email. It said, it doesn't say who this was from, but someone sent an email complaining about litter, and the response was, "We apologize for the litter. We have a crew member sweeping the entire project, but we are in the process of cleaning out the storm drains throughout all the areas of the project." And that was sent on September 3rd. So I don't know where they are in that, but considering that we're having these, I heard 5 days of rain.
Yes.
I'm hoping that was done before this rain started, or that it can continue to be done so that those areas experience less flooding. But I'm still not, I appreciate what you've done, and I think maybe if you come back in a couple of weeks so we can get an update from the citizens on how everything is going. I don't know if we have any folks here tonight to speak on this issue, but we could. Yeah, okay, yeah. But I may have more to say, but I know Councilman Maniscalco wants to.
Councilman Maniscalco.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Councilmember Hurtak. And thank you, Mr. Baird. You're always very responsive. And as you know, back in 2016, I was a pain in the you-know-what on the stormwater vote, and ended up being the swing vote on the citywide stormwater improvement projects, which now we're at the Seminole Heights part. And, you know, sometimes, and this is not you or anybody in the city, but sometimes I feel like a babysitter. And I'm talking about the contractor, I'm talking about the trash that is left behind. I understand they're saying, oh, we have somebody picking up the litter at the end of the day and whatnot, but I don't throw a toothpick out my car window. I don't leave trash on the ground. You know, I have a plastic bottle of water, either I reuse it or I recycle it. But you don't see me throwing stuff around and say, I'll come and pick it up later. It's just not in my nature. So these individuals that are earning a lot of money, because remember, this is part of a $251 million project. This is not cheap. The least they can do is not throw trash on the ground. I understand it's a construction site, but it's a residential area. And these are people's houses, and children are there, and people with disabilities and whatnot. So the least they can do is pick up their trash. I mean, to have somebody come around and pick up the litter, just, can't they have a waste basket somewhere, a bag somewhere where they can put stuff in? So I hope that they are, being cleaner. I know that the businesses are affected on Florida Avenue. I've gone through there. You have to either walk from one of the side streets. I usually park at my friend's house over on Frierson, and I walk over. But they're struggling because these large trucks are parking in front of their business for the little parking that they do have. The other day, Mr. Spadaccini, who owns Spatty's Coffee on Florida, posted some photos to Facebook that I saw with massive trucks parked in front of the business. I reached out to the contractor at Nelson personally. The response was, "Oh, they were trucks from Frontier." I know that Frontier has a building right there, but they weren't Frontier vehicles. They were unmarked semi-trucks, essentially. And it's like, I have the photo proof here. Just tell me the truth. But, I appreciate that there's going to be 2 flaggers now starting tomorrow. I know it's going to be raining miserably the next few days, so the flagger on the south and north end will help in alleviating the blockage of the parking. The trees, Charlene from South Seminole Heights had asked about the permits and everything, and I see that, weather permitting, the 9th and the 12th, so that will get taken care of. You've already cleared that up. I know that, again, Spatty's Coffee created a Facebook event saying block party this Saturday at 5 o'clock on Ford Avenue. Because again, and I'm not trying to be funny, but there's a lot of businesses there, and we want to keep things going. We want to keep, money flowing in because their rent doesn't stop. Their bills don't stop. Meanwhile, they have to endure this massive construction project. I appreciate you being responsive. Councilwoman Hurtak has talked about coming back in a few weeks. I try to be as responsive as I can and as quickly as I can, as has Councilwoman Hurtak, to the different neighborhood associations. The media is asking about this. I'm going to call a reporter back who asked for a quote after this. They can't be here today, but they want to know. I mean, this is pressing. But I know that at the end of the day, once the project is complete, that we will be grateful and thankful that this was done. I know that the neighborhood is going to look nicer with the new asphalt and everything else and the curbs and whatnot. But in the meantime, we have to do the best we can and the best possible to be respectful of the people that live there. I mean, what if it was you or I? It would be misery for the 3-year period or however long it takes. Closing Florida Avenue, which is so busy, as we all know, and the extension now to September 23rd is a major inconvenience. People think, okay, it's going to be done here, and then it's, move the goalpost, while the businesses and the residents are suffering. So again, thank you. You're always very responsive. You have a great team with you. No criticism to you. Every contractor is different. When it was Kimmons, completely different story. And that was right on West Shore, very, very busy area. With Nelson, I think that, especially with the amount of tax dollars that are being spent on this, we expect better. Better quality of service in respect to everybody there. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any other council members? Councilwoman Hurtak.
The other thing that the neighborhood presidents asked me to pass along to you is they got a copy of the contract and they feel there are areas where Nelson is not following through. I can have Kelly bring you a copy of that email or send it to you. I did speak to Ms. Duncan yesterday about reaching out to FDOT and seeing what has happened, how they are able to manage their communication. Honestly, so well, I have to say. The communication between, the difference between the tone of this meeting with the Southeast Seminole Heights Flood Relief Project with both neighborhood associations, Old Seminole Heights and South Seminole Heights, versus the FDOT meeting with Tampa Heights was just night and day. So I asked her to reach out. I'm hoping to get some feedback on that in the next couple of weeks. I would like this to come back in 2 weeks, the week before you have this Hillsborough High meeting, since we don't have an actual council meeting that day, so that we can get an update on this before going into that meeting, just to give Nelson chance to get started with this, but we really want to hear positive things about litter and positive things about the trucks. Again, I think the flagging situation is a great idea. But we will be reaching out, both Councilman Maniscalco and I are direct conduits, so we will be reaching out when we hear of other concerns. But, so I would like to make a motion that this come back to us on the 22nd.
How about the 22nd, not in the evening session, but we
evening.
have a workshop,
Yes, thank you.
9 a.m. If we could just have it as a first item on the agenda, since, I mean, this has taken, a few minutes, and then we can go right into our agenda and start on our day. But I would second that. Yes, ma'am.
It's our workshop.
It's our workshop day.
Yeah, this is maybe what, 15 minutes?
Yeah, I think about the same.
I would really appreciate it. I know the citizens would as well. I don't know that 1 week is enough time. I appreciate your answers, but I don't know that we've been able to see drastic change in this time. I would really love it if there was a huge litter cleanup between now and then.
Good.
Okay, we
Understood.
do have a motion made by Councilwoman Hurtak, seconded by Councilman Maniscalco. But first, since this is a public hearing, I would like to open up comments.
It's staff report, so you'd have to waive your rules to allow.
Waive the rules. Will somebody waive the rules?
Just if there's public comment.
Motion made by Councilman Miranda, seconded by Councilman Maniscalco. All in favor?
Aye.
Now, because I would like to open this up for public comment to this agenda item only. Is there anybody in chambers that would like to speak to this agenda item? Thank you. We have a motion made by Councilwoman Hurtak, seconded by Councilman Maniscalco. All in favor?
Aye.
Councilman Carlson.
Just one quick comment, responding to Councilmember Hurtak. I don't know who was doing communication before, but the firm he just mentioned that they've just hired is one of the best in the region, so hopefully you'll see a change in.
That's who's been on the job. That's what I've been told.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Can you send this presentation to me? And
Sure.
Can you send this
Yes.
presentation to all
The,
of us,
the
please?
whole city council.
Yes,
yeah,
Yes,
that would be
absolutely.
wonderful. I appreciate it. Thank you. Then I'll
Okay,
be able
thank
to
you.
forward it to the presidents and
Okay,
other
thank you.
stakeholders. Thank you.
If I may, Mr. Chair, can you hear me?
Yes, but we can't see you. Where are you
Darn
at?
it, okay.
There you are.
There I
Councilman
am.
Vieira, you're recognized.
Thank you. Just wanted to let you guys know, thank you.